esoteric sense, if you will, that the pineal gland is, excuse me, I've got a little bit of a scratch to my throat. It's been really crazy weather here. It's been snowing and windy and hot all in the same day. And I think my throat's taking a little bit of a dislike to that. But the bottom line is that, it's one of two hormone producing organs inside of your head, the pituitary gland as well. And its hormones are thought to be able to translate, or excuse me, to pass through the blood-brain barrier. And so this third eye, as it's been called, is also been referred to as the seed of the soul. And while that is a total esoteric description, there are many that believe that our third eye helps us to form some of our more important connections, spiritual connections, personal love type of connections, emotional connections, familial connections, social connections. And that there is a belief that modern lifestyles, and I'm not the one to say what those lifestyles might be, but some people suspect it could be our use of electronic devices, 5G. It could be, our reliance upon pharmaceutical drugs and things like that disrupt these endocrine and hormonal systems and could create what some refer to as calcification of the pineal gland. And that the more the pineal gland is calcified, that the poorer or the less intense these emotional connections, spiritual connections, personal connections are able to be. Now, whether that is proven to be true or whether it's not, it is definitely something that many people believe. And that is one of the reasons why, many, many people came to me. Many people came to me, really, convincing people, influential people, who told me that they would really appreciate it if I helped them to create this focused product, a product focused on the pineal gland, and to use certain ingredients and certain combinations for their impact. And so I wanted to share, some of those. But before I do, I believe, and I might be right or wrong, that at some point during this presentation, we're going to share a QR code where you could get the flyer that we've created for the product. And so at some point, you might see that pop up. And if you do, feel free to download that and to save it to your phone. Now, the first ingredient is an ingredient that is Terminella chebula, also known as haritaki. This is perhaps the single most used, revered, and studied Ayurvedic herb. It's comes from a deciduous tree that's a lot like a plum tree. It's a very tall tree, and it has been used in traditional Ayurvedic practices for centuries and centuries and centuries. It is thought and believed to support brain health. And it has been used historically to increase mental clarity, to help with cognitive function, to help with memory. But it's also believed to calm your mind, to promote tranquility, and to help reduce the mental clutter, the mental chatter, the distractions that come from a very stressful life. Now, haritaki was believed to have first originated when 2 drops of eternal nectar fell from the heavens and landed on earth. And it is believed that this particular herb, this tree, holds significance, mystical significance, if you would, in its origins and its abilities to help heal your mind. And again, these are historical beliefs, not scientific facts, but I love to share history. I love to share folklore. You know, I love to share some of these, ancient secrets, if you would, for you to use and adopt it as you might choose. Now, so many of you love this next ingredient. So many of you probably are using it already. Iris sea moss. Chondrus crispus, is the scientific name, but it typically grows along the rocky coastlines of the British Isles, even in North America and in Europe. In the 15th century, when food was really scarce at a time referred to as the potato famine, the Irish actually turned to sea moss as a true source, like a staple food, because it's rich in nutrients, omega, iodine, antioxidants, B vitamins, calcium, magnesium. And again, the reason we chose it is because these ingredients, just think about those ingredients. Those are the same type of ingredients you might seek out to support brain health. Okay. They support proper neurotransmissions and this cognitive function that is so important. It's also believed, and many of the ingredients may help protect against oxidative stress and cellular oxidative stress. Cellular oxidative stress is believed to be the primary enemy. It's the overriding description of those things that decline or cause our body to decline. Now, the next ingredient is one, again, that many of you might know about. Some of the Siberian tribes, one of the things that fascinated me is that the Siberian tribes that included chaga in their daily diet were some of the longest living people in history when compared to the people who lived around them, to their contemporaries, as it might be said. So if the people living at the same time that you are living, in the same environment you are living, eating essentially the same foods that you are eating, with the same resources available to you, but the only difference is that you consume chaga, and there is a significant, measurable, difference in your quality of life, then that's worth noting. And some of these healthy neural connections, some of these abilities to reason and to learn and to to survive. And there's a lot of research still being done, but the compounds identified in chaga, are definitely some of the compounds that we seek out, when we're looking to improve the brain and its function. Some people call chaga a mushroom. What we do know is that chaga is similar to mushrooms, but they can grow up to 30 pounds. They grow on birch trees, okay? And the birch trees that have chaga growing on them are typically the healthiest, even though they're considered a parasitic fungus, okay? They actually improve the health of the trees that they are growing on. And so again, chaga is a critical ingredient, a complementary ingredient to the haritaki, a complementary ingredient to the Irish sea moss, and definitely the next ingredient, while rather common, is a critical, addition to this formula, and it's called turmeric, curcuma longa. Curcuma longa is, in that family of ginger. It looks a lot like a ginger root if you look at it closely. And it's been used, in cooking, as you know, for a long time. But it's been used in traditional medicine for equally as long. Curcumin is the main active compound typically identified in turmeric. And it is definitely one of the most studied ingredients because of its ability to help your body and to support your body in its reaction, to have a healthy reaction to inflammation. And nothing impacts our brain like inflammation. So if you're looking for, things that improve the brain health, things that reduce inflammation are probably going to be pretty high on your list. Now, turmeric is being studied and has been studied, and there's always more studies to do, of course, for supporting memory, a better mood, and a healthy inflammatory response. And the BDNF levels, okay, and these are things that are measured to check out how you're doing with your mood, how your depression, your susceptibility to depression and things like this might be. And, turmeric and these other ingredients are, promising in supporting these BDNF levels and supporting improved cognitive decline, as is the last and maybe my favorite ingredient in this entire formula. And that's called shilajit or shilajit. And again, these are all extracts. Every one of these ingredients, okay, we start with raw herbs, with raw ingredients, whole ingredients. And we're doing this extraction and concentration and combination under the strictest circumstances with in my opinion, the leading experts in the field. Now, an organic mineral compound found deep in mountain crevices and caves. It has been used in folk medicine, as we are talking about here, for a long, long time. It has over 20 essential elements: selenium, magnesium, unique carbohydrates. It has humic and fulvic acids, which makes its traces of mineral compounds that much more bioavailable and active within the body. We specifically chose black shilajit. It has the highest content of gold. And we specifically wanted to include it well, to be honest with you, to be consistent with some of the formulas that came to me from some master healers who were coming to me asking for this formula to help detoxify, decalcify, regenerate, rejuvenate, purify the pineal gland. And we're not claiming that this does that. We're saying that we tried to put together the formula that had the greatest chance of doing that. And the reason I'm being so careful with my words is because when I looked up scientifically to find out what was medically approved or endorsed as being able to enhance or support the pineal gland, nothing came up. But when I began to look at the types of ingredients that could support all of the functions of the pineal gland, I was able to put together, again, with a lot of help from a lot of advisors and a lot of experts, this, not just the formula, but the ratios of the formula, the sources of each ingredient, and the quality of each ingredient was meticulously put together with the knowledge that we couldn't make a single claim that it was going to heal the pineal gland. That we could only say that we put it together in the hope that it could support a healthier pineal gland. And with that having been said, I believe that we have created what will ultimately be valued as a significant, a product of significant benefit to your mind, to your endocrine system, to this hormonal system, that is so misunderstood. And yet you look at the mental decline in society today, you look at the number of, just to be honest with you, brain related disorders. And that includes everything from depression to Alzheimer's. Okay. And so many things in between. Now, I personally have been trying to look for ways to reduce stress in my life. I have found myself impacted negatively by the sheer amount of good things that I am trying to do in the world. And this formula is one that I believe is going to help my brain to deal with the amount and level of work that I require of it, the amount of processing of information that I demand of my brain. And so I can't tell you honestly how excited I am for this product for myself, and I've made a video, and I hope you're not upset that it's an 11-minute video. I tried like heck to make a 3 or 4 minute video. It just wasn't possible to talk about this product and all the ways that I wanted to talk about this product. And I believe, like I said, I want to just reiterate this. There is no proof to support this in a scientific journal. But many, many, many people believe that our ability to form spiritual connections to great creator, to God, to Jah, to whomever it is that you worship, that our ability to form loving relationships, that our sexual development is even linked to our pineal gland, that our ability to survive and to live in society in harmony may be based upon a healthy pineal gland. That our loving relationships, our familial relationships, our communal relationships, our societal codependence, and of course, that most important relationship with Creator, with God, might all in some way be related to a healthy pineal gland. And if that is true, if it's possibly true in any way, shouldn't we do everything we can? Because I see our society suffering. I see people struggling. I see relationships in turmoil. And I have to ask myself, can't we do better? Can't we do better? And so I've got some people to thank. I want to thank, first of all, those people who have been so patient waiting for me to get this product ready, to find all of the right ingredients from all the right sources and to be able to extract them in all the right ways. I want to thank Amy for believing in me, for giving her full-throated and her entire, backing to getting this product on the fast track and out and in front of you as soon as we possibly could. I want to thank Kent Speakerman for making this video. He did a great job. Got it done so quickly, faster than we imagined he could. And I want to thank our art department, all the people at Purium, Jessica, and gosh, I'm so bad at remembering all the names. Jasmine as well, whoever was involved in getting those flyers ready and those QR codes ready. It was all done so quickly and with such efficiency and, with such care. And so I want to invite all of you, to invite the people that to not just look at the product itself, but to look at some of the packs that we put together around the product, and be patient with us as you get more information about those. By Friday, for sure, we'll have, all of the links to all of the packs. But probably my favorite is just that ULT. For me, all roads are the ULT, so the ULT plus collagen, because our collagen builder is so good for our brain. Collagen is so good for our brain as well. And so, it's not, doesn't just have to be about the product. I personally believe that taking this product along with Revive It All is a really good place to start, and adding it to a full ULT, you can never go wrong. So thanks again, everybody. I appreciate y'all being here on the call. I'm not sure how many of us there ended up being, but for all of you who did take the time to be here, thank you for that. And I look forward to having you back next Wednesday for another one of these calls, so we get together and talk about that pure and premium lifestyle. That decision that we make every single day as to what our future is going to be like, that decision we make every single day as to what tomorrow is going to be like, based upon what we consumed today. And all of our tomorrows are based upon what we consume today, you guys. What we consume, what we process, what we digest. And so here's to a healthy pineal gland. Here's to a healthy endocrine system. Here's to healthy hormone levels. Here's to a healthy life. And so much of that is linked to a healthy brain. And these ingredients are, built just for that. So thanks again, Katie. Thanks, everybody. I think we have a QR code to share now for the video, if you'd like to watch that as well or share that. Katie, if I'm telling the truth, feel free to share that now. If not, it's okay. We'll get it to you soon. Okay, it appears it is not quite ready, but stick around. We'll be emailing it to you probably as soon as tomorrow. Good night, everybody.